Like, what are we talking? I'm just gonna talk. I don't even care about an intro. This is preposterous. This is a call to all the Laker haters. This is a call to all the LeBron haters. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of your nonsense, of your gibberish, of your ridiculous, preposterous claims. This is ridiculous, people. I'm done with all of y'all.
I legitimately, as you were. So SP3, behind the scenes for everybody, we were talking about the dregs of Twitter, and SP3 is getting yelled at by LeBron stands. And like as he was talking, I'm trying to hit go live, but people who use StreamYard know like there's such a delay when you hit go live. So like in the middle of you talking, I'm trying to like hit it, like come on, and then it unfortunately caught it at the very end. But you did see that it went live and kept going, which I appreciate. Hello, it is FMC. I'm Jeremy. That is SP3. We are here to talk about LeBron James doing the TiVo and breaking down like oh, this poor man. This poor man, SP3.
I was with LeBron. I felt everything. He did. That was one of the most egregious non-calls in NBA history. To give y'all some background, if you don't follow the NBA, if you just watch FMC for your NBA, fix, I'm just going to let y'all know. The Lakers and the Celtics had one hell of a game. It was tied at 105 with 4 seconds to go. The ball is given to LeBron James. LeBron James, that every single hater from Skip Bayless down to your favorite Twitter account that hates on LeBron has told him, oh, why does LeBron shoot so many jump shots? Why does he shoot mid-range shots? Why does he shoot three-pointers? He should go to the rim. No one can stop him when to go to the rim. All they can do is foul him. He did that. He went to the rim. He gets a clean layup, and then one of the most egregious non-calls. Why it's egregious? Why it's one of the most egregious? Because when you do the replay, the referee was right there. He saw it. He got 2 eyes. They literally added a third referee. Why? Because they was like, because a lot of the excuses for a lot of the non-calls back in the day were, we were out of position. We didn't see it. No, literally, the referee was right there and swallowed his damn whistle. No, he swallowed it so much it went through his ass and then back into his freaking mouth. Like, this is ridiculous. Everyone seen it. The referee seen it. You seen it. Jeremy can do all of this when I say it's the most egregious. No, but he knows it's a fact. He knows it's actual evidence because the NBA referees, that tweet that they put out after the game that they were wrong and they said, Jason Tatum should have got for a shooting foul. It has over 17 million views. 17 million views. This is one of the highest viewed tweets in NBA history, and it's from the NBA referee account. And then to top all of it, because everybody wants to say, LeBron, he had a meltdown. You had Chandler Parsons say, I could see my dog getting run over by a mailman, and I wouldn't react like that. You know why he react like that? It's because this man had a virtuoso. This man had one of his best games of the season on his way to breaking the scoring record, and they blew it. The referees blew it. And you know why the referees blew it, and you know why the referees omitted it on social media? Is because you guys want to talk about, none of his teammates around him came and, tapped him on the shoulder, being like, it's all right. You know who that person in the all black was that tapped him on the shoulder, Jeremy, at the end of the game to be like, you know what, you're right to be this upset. You know who that was?
The Grim Reaper.
No, that was the freaking that's the overall general official. That's the guy that's supposed to look after and make sure that all the referees are doing their job. He went to LeBron. It was like, you're actually right to react like this because they messed up. They messed up. And that's why the tweet went out immediately after the final buzzer of overtime. They were like, no, we got to admit that we fucked up. We fucked up. Let's Twitter fingers. We could do replays on stupid. Kevin Durant has his foot on the line. That's a 2-pointer, not a 3-pointer. We can do ridiculous BS replays like that, but we can't replay when someone hand is almost chopped off like he's a kid back in like the 20s who used to steal and they used to chop off their hand. That's what happened to LeBron James, would be one of the greatest players of all time. Jeremy says he's number 2 all time, and he can't get a call. James Harden can shoot 10 free throws a game. Joel Embiid shooting 3-pointers when he's 7 feet tall. He can get 20 free throws a game. LeBron James is the most disrespected superstar this season. Yes, I'm not saying all time because they've blown smoke up his booty hole plenty of times. I've been with ya. I understand where a lot of these LeBron haters are from because I used to be one of y'all before he became into the purple and gold and said, I'm sorry, SP3, for everything I've ever done to you. I'm going to come to the Lakers. I'm going to win y'all a championship. It's going to be all good, but you got to be on my side when these LeBron haters is trying to say preposterous stuff like, oh, my team had plenty of missed calls. Oh, my team, LeBron overreacts. You guys are so jealous. You guys are so green with envy because this man has changed the league, and now he can't even get a foul call.
SP3, usually I take great joy in coming on this show and trolling you and making your Lakers life even more miserable than it typically is with their overall play. I'm gonna be honest, I can't really do that today. As much as I would like to, as much as I take pleasure in doing so, it was a foul. It should have been called a foul. They have been not refereed well in closing moments this season
of the year. That's the understatement of the year. Oh my goodness.
They've not been refereed too well in closing moments. Really, for a chunk of the season, but man, it's been especially bad these past few weeks, and they ended up losing another game because of it. They went to overtime. They had a chance in overtime. Maybe Dennis Schroeder.
But like literally, let me just talk about the person who I think messed up in these final moments because he was a star in the final seconds of regulation. But Patrick Beverly going up to the referee with the photographer's camera and being like, you see, foul. That is King Petty. We need to do because we enjoy pettiness, me and Jeremy. Jeremy won't always admit it, but he loves him some pettiness.
I fully admit it.
Okay. So we need to do a pettiness award for the NBA because Patrick Beverly would win it because I was in tears when I saw Patrick Beverly. When we start overtime, I'm like, why? No, tell me they didn't give LeBron a T. I was like, tell me they didn't give LeBron a T for that because literally
that's what I thought it was too.
Yeah, I was like, that's the general referee who came over to him and was like, no, you were right. You're totally entitled to react this way. So for them to turn around and give him a T, I was like, oh no, I'm done. I was about to turn off the game. And then he showed the replay. Foul. I love Patrick Beverly because he had a hell of a final minute or so in that game. He hit the 3-pointer, the putback that had LeBron like, oh shoot.
Nobody can believe that. Nobody knew Patrick Beverly could get up like that still. He couldn't get up like that in his prime, much less nowadays. Like Patrick Beverly had a great final minute. As great as that bit was, him taking the camera and showing the ref, which is legitimately, it might be a top 2 tech of all time. Also, maybe not the time to do it to start overtime, to give yourself a 1-point deficit to immediately start overtime in a game that you need to win. I mean, they need to win every game right
Yeah.
now. Probably not the time to do it. But look, if you're going to do it, you may as well make it worth it and get some good material out of it instead of just your basic ass just complaining to the referee thing. So I appreciate that he went above and beyond
You got
to
a
turn
prop.
this into a
You
meme.
got a prop.
Yeah, it was great. That was great.
That was fantastic. But he did. This is why I'm criticizing him, because we had a chance where the referees were gonna, be a little bit more generous with the foul calls in overtime because of how egregious that non-call was at the end of the game. And then him immediately tried to show up the referee with the freaking prop. I was like, yeah, there's no way they're gonna be generous. And then we get the bad foul call with Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder has his hand. Yes, he had a hand on Tatum's hip, but he didn't shove him, and that's called the foul. You had the foul. It was the fact with the bad call. It was the fact that on the other end of the court, you had Patrick Beverly get called for the foul on Brown. It's like you could blow your whistle there, but when it turns around to the other side and you have one of the greatest players of all time going to the rim, which everybody says, oh, he should always go to the rim. Why is he not going to the rim? Now you see why, because he can't even get a call.
It should have been called. It was a bad call. Yeah, Beverly, his foul on Brown. It was probably a foul. It was a foul. Little borderline given situation and everything. And then to not call that one on LeBron is a little rough game for the referees. SP3, they'll be better. They promise they'll be better. They look at the footage, they review the film just like teams do, and much like the Lakers have done all season, they will respond and they will come out stronger in the next game, learn from their mistakes. They'll play harder. They'll fix what they need to fix,
and then get screwed over by the refs again. This is what you said after the Philly game. After the Philly game. This is what you said to me after the Philly game. This is what you said to me after the Dallas game. Like, this is repeat. They are repeat.
You know what they should do? You know what they should do, SP3, is not make these games close. How about you beat some of these teams without needing the final minute and relying on the referees to bail you out of these situations? How about that?
I mean,
how about your guards?
Right.
How about your guards don't shoot 8 of 35 like they did last night against the Nets?
Well, let's just be honest. I think LeBron was exhausted from his meltdown at the end. They had to do travel from Los Angeles to Brooklyn, which I think I might possibly be doing that trip the opposite way, and that's a long trip. It's like 7-8 hours, so that's a lot to take in. Jet lag. LeBron didn't play. Anthony Davis still getting back into the flow. He's gonna be in the play. So
they had to rest for the Madison Square Garden game is basically what it comes down to. Leland makes a great point of can't have all-star guards like the Thunder. That's right. You can't have Josh Giddey and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Lakers would be a lot better if they did, but they have Patrick Beverly, Dennis Schroeder, and Russell Westbrook shooting. I don't even know if it was 8 for 35. It wasn't good. It was not good though. Whatever it was, it wasn't good. I got to look up what it is because now we don't like misinformation here on FMC. If there's anything, we like to have correct information. Phil is roasting you, which rules. They're in Boston.
Yeah, Phil's one of those LeBron haters. I called them out. I called them out on Twitter. I love you, Phil. You do great work writing, podcasting. You're amazing. But you are one of the most egregious LeBron haters ever in the Twitter history, in the Twitterverse, trying to say the Bulls got as many missed calls that they lose. No, get the hell out of here. Y'all in a play-in position. Y'all good. Y'all good. Y'all have survived all your injuries and stuff, but don't start with the nonsense. You're right that they were in Boston, so my mistake. They didn't have to do the travel, but LeBron's 38 years old, so he ain't gonna do a back-to-back. And Anthony Davis is just getting back into play, so I understand them not doing it. And it's no reason that it happens all the time in the Garden. What is that an excuse for? And LeBron should have composed him. No, LeBron had a virtuoso and got robbed by the people that are supposed to be making sure the game is fair. And now we have 3 to 4 examples of them screwing us over. We getting screwed more than Gianna Michaels on a bang bus. We're getting screwed more than watching the Survivor Series 1997 on rewind, on replay. Like, we getting screwed like no other. We getting screwed like Tim Allen on Home Improvement, and he can't get the screws in the freaking wall. We getting screwed. Oh my god. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of all of y'all. I'm sick of the LeBron haters. I'm sick of the Laker haters. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand the pain that I'm going through, that I've been through the last 2 seasons. Y'all don't understand.
Whose fault is this? These last 2 seasons, Phil or SP3?
LeBron is last season. I definitely give it to LeBron, but LeBron doing everything in his powers in year 20.
Isn't it still kind of his fault? Isn't it still kind of his fault that
no
he brought these people here?
No. He
said, you know what this team needs? Patrick Beverley. That's what this team needs this season.
Hey, Patrick Beverley, man, he almost won us that game. So we can talk smoke about Patrick Beverley any other week except for this week, because not only did he almost
we can talk bad about him this week.
Not only did he help us almost win that game,
almost win. Good job.
Almost.
He had great plays. He had great plays that they still lost on. You know how many times I've seen this with Russell Westbrook in his prime, and he was actually good, and he almost won us games, but then made some boneheaded play at the end that lost us the game.
Look at NBA. This is the face of the future Laker fans that you are upsetting. You are upsetting her. She's waving hi to you, but she's really waving hi to Jeremy, because Jeremy's not being mean to me today. But all you LeBron haters, this is the face you're hating on. It's not my face you're hating on. It's this face. Look at this beautiful face that you're upsetting. Exactly.
Let me correct myself. I said the Lakers guards shot 8 for 35 against the Nets last night. The guards being Beverly, Westbrook, and Schroeder. I apologize, Lakers Nation. They were actually 8 for 38. You know, we don't want to discredit the extra 3 misses that they had in that game. So, sorry. Great game by them. Great game.
No, it was an awful game. I got it locally. Well, I'm gonna get all the Laker games. We established that last week. I'm gonna see.
They're on TNT every single friggin' week out here. They still get nationally televised games, even though they can't win at all. They can't even win the games that are not nationally televised. LeBron's going to be on TV every week as he chases the scoring record. So all the games for the next month are going to be on TV because they want that game where he breaks the scoring record on TV, which is understandable. But he's going to be on TV every single week. Yes, I agree with Will. You're out here just using your child to
I'm not using anyone.
Favor.
She's a Laker fan too. You are upsetting the future Laker fans. You're upsetting her.
You are upsetting her by making her a Lakers fan. Let her make her own choices.
No, she left out the room and she came back because she's trying to support her father. She's trying to support her father, support her team, the Los Angeles Lakers.
Why would you put that on her? Why would you make her a Lakers fan?
Hey, it's hereditary. It's genetics. It's genetically passed on from generation to generation. Laker fans. Oh my God. Are we done talking about this now? Can we talk about the rest of? Can we talk about my boy Joel Embiid putting on that work on your boy Nikola Jokic? Can we talk about that?
Then they lost to the Magic.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna be able to come up in here and say that Sixers on an 8-game winning streak, and and Joel Embiid should be the MVP favorite, not Nikola Jokic, and here we are. We lost. They lost to the Magic. It would have been
a much stronger argument if they didn't blow the lead against the Magic last night. I will say though, I watched the Sixers Nuggets game. Look, man, when Embiid, especially when he's hitting that 3, that dude's unstoppable. offensively because he's got moves in the post. He's got the little mid-range down. He's got a good handle, especially for a big. And like, if he's going to hit threes like he was, some of those, were they the best shots in the world? No, but they went in. So they look like good shots. Like when he's hitting those threes, ain't much you're doing about that guy at that point. And Jokic, as much as I love him defensively, ain't great. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter of like, look, Jokic cannot be great defensively. You can have a really good defender on Joel Embiid. That guy offensively, he's got every trick in the book. So it doesn't matter if you do have a very good defensive center on him. Embiid's still going to give most everybody in the league like absolute work from all over the court. Yeah, when he's hitting that three, ain't much you're doing about that. That was an impressive win by the Sixers, and I was like, oh shit. But then they follow it up with that stinker against the Magic, and it's like, oh well, shit. There you go. The Sixers. Yeah. I've said it. I'm sure I've said it on this show. I know I've said it to my buddy Sammer plenty of times. Like the Sixers are a team where like the regular season just doesn't feel like it matters for them. Like they're going to have some highs, they're going to have some lows, but everybody's judging this team on whatever they do, in the playoffs. And that's when it's going to matter for them. And we'll see what happens, come playoff time. I feel like there's 5 strong teams in the East, and you want to avoid being that 4 or 5 seed because that's going to be the toughest road. But when you look at Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Cleveland, and it was the team that I'm forgetting out of this. Brooklyn, yes, Brooklyn when healthy. Like those are 5 strong teams right there, and yeah. If you're the 4 or 5 seeds, you're gonna have to play each other. If you're obviously 1 through 3, you can avoid until the second round. Oh, you gotta get out of that 4 or 5 spot, and I'm looking forward to how that shakes out. But yeah, the Sixers. Phil says I never believe in the Sixers as long as Harden there. I mean, I don't blame you.
That's what Jeremy's saying, that it only matters what they do in the playoffs, and a lot of that is down to Harden and the fact that Joel Embiid, I think, has played well in the playoffs, especially last playoffs as well. But it's really down to if he has his number 2, because they look good in the regular season when both guys are playing at all their powers, but historically. James Harden has not played at all his powers when it comes to April, May, and June. And he's never even played in June, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Leland says they made it to Game 7 in the conference finals before. Yeah. He went to the finals with OKC, his final year there. So
that's true. He's never started in June.
Leland says perfect play when it's 3 going in. I'm pretty sure it's about Embiid. Like it's true. If that 3 ball's falling, there ain't stopping that guy. You can't.
I love that comment by Mike with the best comment that I've seen. We keep getting comments like that on our videos too. I go back and like share the video, and I see people being like, "Y'all are better than Skip and Shannon." I love it. That's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Phil, don't remind me that he vanished in those finals. Man,
he did too. He definitely did.
I remember after they won the first game, and like Harden didn't play well in the first game, but they won. And I was talking like Harden didn't even play well, and we ended up winning this game. This just feels like all he's got to do is get it together, and think they can win this series. I think they could win the title. And then Harden never got it together. And Scott Brooks was adamant on starting Kendrick Perkins against Miami's small ball lineup, and it all went to shit in the next 4 games. So good job on that.
I was really rooting for y'all too, because I did not like those. I hated the Heatles. Probably more than any other team in NBA history. They're in the top 3 because I hated Sacramento. I hated Sacramento when the Lakers were feuding with them, and that's it. Yeah, it's probably Sacramento Kings of like 2001, 2002, and the Heatles of 2010 through 2014 is my 2 most hated teams, and the Spurs, those non-dynasty can't win back-to-back Spurs.
I said Wolves Kings was fun last night. De'Aaron Fox is really fun to watch. I mean, Sacramento as a whole, like their offense defensively, they give up a bunch of points, which is fine because it makes for fun basketball. But their offense is really fun. Fox is playing well. Anthony Edwards continues to just rise, and it'll be interesting to see what Minnesota looks like once they're healthy again with Towns back. So we'll see about that.
It's
And then
killing my fantasy team. Thanks, Carl Anthony Towns, my first overall pick, who's been out for most of the season. Cool. Great.
Should
Great
have
stuff.
taken Anthony Davis. Should have taken Anthony Davis.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because he's been playing. But yeah, Sacramento in the top 3 in the West. I don't think anyone predicted that, especially not us. We didn't predict that at the beginning.
Definitely
of the season.
not. They didn't even start off well either, but they've really turned around. So hey, good on them. I'm interested to see what Sacramento does at the trade deadline because I feel like they might like go a little bit splashy. Like I understand, like, hey, let's go with this young team. Let's see how far they can go. But I think they kind of add like a veteran somewhere, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just try to go. I don't know which like names are fully out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go a little bit splashy. Yeah, like the beam says Phil. Leland, yeah, you have to give Perk the first touch in the post because
reason. I do agree with Phil though. I know he's probably referring to the bad boy Pistons, but the 04 Pistons is one of my most hated teams as well because robbed Kobe of a championship. Robbed him. He was the only one playing out there during that series, but he robbed him of a championship.
Yeah, but it kept Karl Malone from winning a championship.
That is true. That is true. Soul for soul. That is true. Soul for soul.
Yeah, Leland says Barnes is the easiest spot to upgrade, but he's a good lot. See, Barnes is like that veteran guy that you probably want to keep around, but his salary makes him like a good trade piece. That's why, like, I'm not sure if they're going to go splashy. They might just get kind of like a low end veteran type of guy. But if they do want to go splashy, like they've got some pieces to move to where they can really upgrade the team. But they might just be like, hey, you know what? We've been rolling with this team. The West is still kind of wide open. To me, I still favor the Nuggets.
They're the 3 seed this week. They'll probably be the 6 seed next week. That's how the West works, though.
See, I think they're locked into, and I'm gonna look very stupid here in like 2 weeks. I feel like they're locked into like a top 4 seed right now. They're a team I actually believe in. I believe in them, Memphis and Denver. We're like, okay, these teams are good. I trust them. These other teams, they're resting guys. They got injuries. They don't play. All right, so here's it's in the headline, and I want to get to this. Winning basketball, right? SP3. Did you see this tweet by Kyle Kuzma, and which was a great tweet, by the way. So it was after the Wizards.
Laker great,
and
Kyle Kuzma.
It was after the Wizards and the Mavericks, and the Wizards won this game. It came down to the last possession, and the Mavericks had the ball, and they run their out of timeout play, and Luka's trying to get the ball. He gets doubled, and he's trying to make a bounce pass to the man at the top of the key, and it gets cut off the first time by the Wizards player. The ball goes out of bounds. So the Mavericks get another shot at it. And the Mavericks get another shot at it. They run the exact same play. And the Wizards cut it off again. It's like you had 2 shots at this and you ran the exact same play. Everybody knew it was coming. Clearly the Wizards knew it was coming. And then after the game, Dinwiddie made comments of like, oh yeah, they were happy like that they just won this game. Like to them, this was their championship. We were a conference finalist last year. We expect more out of ourselves. Like they don't play winning basketball over there. And then Kyle Kuzma on Twitter responds, and it's like, y'all don't play winning basketball. But I wanted to get into this discussion of what is winning basketball. And I understand it's a very broad statement of like, well, if you win, you're probably playing winning basketball. I do think there's more nuance to it in that I don't think the Mavericks play quote unquote winning basketball because they are so reliant on Luka. And if they don't, like if he doesn't have a great game, or if like they're obviously not hitting a lot of threes, like they're not going to win a lot of games. Like Dallas is not a team I trust when it comes to the playoffs. Like, look, if Luka can carry him, great. But I don't feel like they have a system that is designed for winning basketball, much like the Rockets and the way they played wasn't designed. Like they until they got Chris Paul, there was a reason why they went as far as they did in the playoffs. Then they got Chris Paul, and it became a little bit better because Chris Paul was a difference maker and a change of pace from James Harden. You know, the Mavericks don't have that guy, especially after Brunson left. Like I look at a team like the Thunder, and are they winning games? No. Like they're down. They're like the 11th, 12th seed right now. I don't think they're a play-in team. Ask me again next week, I'll probably change my mind. But right now, they're not a play-in team. But like the way they play, I do think is actually winning basketball. They're just a young team. They're the youngest team in the league. They don't have all the pieces there yet. They don't have any front court players. But the way they play is actually conducive to winning. But they're not winning games. So I can see if teams are like, oh, well, they don't play winning basketball. Do the Sixers play winning basketball? The team, people don't believe in the Sixers, even though they win a lot of games. Like, can you win with the way the Sixers are playing? So this is my question to all this, to you, SP3, is in your mind, in your definition, what is winning basketball?
Winning basketball is controlling the things you can control. That's the simplest way that I was taught when I was playing basketball in like AAU when I started off young, is if you can play defense, if you can knock down open shots, if you can make free throws, you're playing winning basketball. You should be able to be in a lot of the games, and it should not matter if you have your best player or one of the best players in the world on your team, or if you can control the things you can control on the basketball court. In my opinion, that's playing winning basketball. If you could stop the person, you can stop the person in front of you. You play that good defense. You're always hustling, going after the loose ball. Those are the things you can control out there. Stuff like Jason Tatum hacking off the hand of one of the greatest players of all time, that is the stuff you can control. But you can play winning basketball. I'm not going to try to stand up here in front like the Lakers are playing winning basketball, because they're not, because they're very reliant on LeBron James right now. So that's not playing winning basketball. But some games they are playing winning basketball because they're controlling the things they can control. Right now, the Nuggets are playing winning basketball. The Celtics are playing winning basketball. The Kings are playing winning basketball because they are controlling a lot of the things they can control. You said you only believe in that top three in the West. I agree with some of the people in the chat. I don't believe in Memphis, because you can only talk so much crap and not beat anyone for so long before I'm like, no, I don't really believe in you that much. I believe in a team like the Golden State Warriors, who the real reason why they're in the position they're in is because of injuries, but a lot of the times they're playing winning basketball. They're controlling the things they can control. They're making open shots. They're making their free throws most of the time. They're playing winning basketball. I believe in the Warriors. I believe in the Nuggets in the West. Everyone else is up to interpretation in the West. The West is very chippy choppy. I do agree with you, though, in the East, those top 5 teams in the East right now, for the most part, even the Philadelphia 76ers, they're playing winning basketball.
I think Memphis plays winning basketball, though. Like, I understand people aren't going to believe in them because they're young and everything, and they do talk a lot of shit. Like, fine. But like when they have injuries, it doesn't matter who is in or out of the lineup for them. They still find ways to win. Like when they lost Ja for large stretches last season, they were still winning because their defense is so good. Like they definitely play winning basketball on defense. I know Jaren Jackson gets credited for blocks that maybe he shouldn't get credited for. That's a big controversy. But look, that man, whether he actually blocks a shot or not, he still makes possessions very difficult on teams. He's still, if you drive to the paint against him, he's going to challenge the shot and make it more difficult on you. I think especially defensively, Memphis plays winning basketball. Offensively, Dylan Brooks is still going to jack up some bad shots. They're still reliant on like Morant and everything, but that's what happens when you have superstar players and stuff like that.
This is true. This is true with Phil. The Warriors are not playing winning basketball on the road. That is true. That is true.
It's not good. You can't blame injuries on that, because they had Steph for an early stretch of the season and they were still losing all of those road games. So it's not fully injuries. Yeah, their road record is not good for a variety of reasons. I think Clay got off to a bad start. They've been better lately. They beat OKC at home On
They won
the
three.
Warriors
They
were on
won
the
three
road.
straight. We'll see how they continue to play. I think they're gonna get into their rhythm. They got a couple of key games coming up with they got Timberwolves on Wednesday. They got the Nuggets. They play back to back Timberwolves and Nuggets. So we'll see how they come out of those two games, and then they finish off the week against the Mavericks. If they win 2 out of those 3 games, and especially the Mavericks game on the road, that's going to be a key game for them.
The Warriors, I think, do overall play winning basketball. They do have a lot of turnovers. That is like an issue with them. They do play a little loose with the basketball, but like when you have just 2 of the greatest shooters of all time on your team, you can make up those possessions by hitting outrageous threes that other teams just have no answers for. But overall, like offensively, they're credited with reinventing the entire league with the way they play offensively. So it's tough for me to be like, oh yeah, this is the wrong way to play this loose with the basketball, take these shots. When you've got these type of players, then you can get away with that kind of stuff. And that's why I think winning basketball largely, and people, Louis said it, like limit turnovers, get good shots on offense, get back on D, make correct rotations. I think a lot of it comes down more to your system overall offensively and how you're using your players, and can you get the most out of how like your roster. And then defensively is certainly just like, yeah, are you making good reads? Are you making good rotations? Are you giving your effort? You mentioned like diving for loose balls and things like that. I think defensively is where it kind of comes down to more on like the winning basketball side of things, because offensively it's a lot of it's going to depend on just the type of players you have. And then if you can put them in the best position, this whole thing, again, to me came back to Kyle Kuzma's comments about Dallas and did they play winning basketball? And like, even though they were conference finalists last year, Dallas ain't a team to me that just plays winning basketball.
No, I agree. They're very much, they just stole the formula of the Houston Rockets with James Harden. It's a 1-on-5. It's 4 out and 1 guy dribbling the ball and trying to get guys open, on the perimeter. Basically, a lot of times when I watch Dallas, that's what it comes down to, and I don't think that's winning basketball. And sometimes they don't make the right rotations on defense. So yeah, I couldn't say the Dallas Mavericks are a team that plays winning basketball.
DK is in the Twitch. Yes, DK. Of course, I remember you, my guy. You're the only one in Twitch, but everyone is on YouTube. So if you go to the YouTube chat, there are plenty of comments. All right, Mike says, can Toronto find a way to trade, spin their way back to relevance? I'm gonna suffer through a rebuild. OG Anunoby is a guy that if I'm another team, I'm trying very hard to get, because he is a guy who plays winning basketball. That's a guy who's
gonna be the new catchphrase.
Oh yeah,
elite big and winning basketball. So we need FMC t-shirts, ladies and gentlemen. We have some good ones. Elite big, a winning basketball. Phew. Just put any random SP3 rant as a t-shirt. Rui Hashimura, the new Beetlejuice.
I was so disappointed this man couldn't score the basketball last night. I don't know if he plays winning basketball, SP3. I don't know if he does. He don't play anything on defense. His shot selection ain't too great. Last night was his chance. He's facing an undermanned Nets team. The guards probably should have taken less shots, but what are you going to do? Schroeder should have deferred a little bit more.
Yeah.
But Hachimura should have had some buckets last night, and he did nothing.
Yeah. I think I went a little too hard.
You proposed to this man. You changed your Twitter handle to his last name.
Yeah, I'm going to have to change that back after that performance last night. Rui, I renege on my marriage proposal. I renege on
a week later. Papers. You're already.
Yeah. I had signed.
You're trying to get an annulment.
I had signed the adoption papers so you can adopt me and I could take your last name, but I don't think I'm gonna send those off. I think I'm gonna shred. I'm gonna use the Mrs. Shredder, and I'm gonna shred those adoption papers. Damn, it was a nice run. We went longer than most Kim Kardashian marriages. So
did you did you consummate the marriage?
Nah, we didn't even do that. We didn't
You
even
didn't
do
even
that.
fuck. I'm fucking Josh Giddey on the reg, okay? Like you married this man and you didn't fuck.
You fucking Josh Giddey on the reg?
Yeah.
Is it a threesome with the missus? Or just you? That's another one, another t-shirt. Fucking Josh Giddey on the reg. On the reg.
Toronto, I think they will explore their options when it comes to a trade. They have an asking price that's probably very high for a lot of these players, and for good reason. Siakam, all-star. Van Vliet, really good. And Anunoby, a guy who plays winning basketball. These guys are really good. For some reason, they ain't winning together right now. And I can understand the position of wanting to just try something different and go through a rebuild. But I can also understand, like, hey, let's maybe in the offseason retool a little bit, because we do have good pieces in place. And usually offseason is where bigger trades happen than in the middle of the regular season, unless guys are like trying to force their way out. Like forcing their way out is when you will see these trades happen more often in the middle of the season. But if it's not a situation where it's being a forced trade, I feel like offseason is where it's more likely to get done. And I don't feel like anybody's trying to force their way out of Toronto right now. I think the vibe I get, and I could be wrong, but the vibe I get is that guys are just disappointed that they're not playing better, that they're not higher in the standings and things like that. But I don't see like Siakam and Van Vliet going like, get me out of here. This is a dead situation. I need to be moved elsewhere. But if I were an acquiring team, I would definitely, look at these guys and be like, if I'm the Thunder, I don't think they're going to give up any of these assets or anything, but I'd probably trade him for Anunoby. Siakam, you put Siakam on that team with next season, looking with Chet and everything. Like, yeah, I'd probably do that as well.
I made the argument last week that those middle portion of the West, they should be the teams that are calling up the Raptors and basically telling them like, hey guys, we want one of these players, OG Anunoby, Siakam, because that will be the thing that gets them into that top half of the West. Because like I said, outside of the Nuggets in the top half of the West, I don't believe in many of these teams. I do agree with you. Memphis plays winning basketball on the defensive end of the court, and that is sometimes the most important, side of the court. But like I said, they haven't beat anybody yet. I feel like
Are they
right
not
now
beating anybody yet? They've beaten in front of them.
I feel like the Memphis Grizzlies are the Sixers of the West. Of the Sixers of the West.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. How are they the Sixers of the West? They were one of the top seeds last season. They were what, a 2 seed last season, I believe. The Sixers, they got a history of players of failing. Memphis last season was their first time really in this high position. Otherwise, they were in the play-in game where they beat the Warriors in the play-in game a couple years ago, and they lost in the first round. And then they lost to the Warriors last season. The Warriors, they won the friggin' title. So what are you going to do there? And Morant got hurt. I don't think they were going to win that series regardless. But Morant got hurt anyway. They're
still a young team. I think they're growing. They're growing into a team that I will have faith in the future. But they're still young. I think they're still young.
Yeah. So how are they the Sixers? The Sixers are primed to try to win right now.
Yeah, I said. I think they're becoming the Sixers of the West.
No. Absolutely not.
We'll see. They got to deliver in the playoffs. We'll see.
I mean, they do. They 100% have to deliver in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but they're not.
They delivered against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They did. They did great. They did great against them. They played the Warriors tough. But I want to see them. I want to see them this playoffs. We'll see.
That's fair. It should be. You want to see them in the playoffs to see how they do.
Hey, I believe in the Nuggets, but I still think they're just this year's Phoenix Suns.
And who do you have coming out of the West right now? The Warriors again?
Until further notice, I'm sorry. It don't matter how bad they play in the regular season. I have seen way too many of these dynasty teams turn it on in the playoffs. I think right now I would take the Nuggets to beat the Warriors in a 7-game series, but we're still in February. I mean, we're going into February tomorrow. We're going to February. We're just hitting All-Star break and the trade deadline. There's a lot of the season left to play.
There is, and we'll see how the trade deadline shakes out. Like, I imagine some of these teams are going to make moves.
Come on, Warriors. Trade those young players. Get Siakam over here. I've been calling for that for. Didn't I call that in like last season's preview? I said Siakam to the Warriors. Come on, give me what I want.
You did. I don't know if they're gonna go after Siakam, but I would not mind if they decided, hey, let's trade these young players and see what we can get out of this. I don't think they're gonna do it. I really don't, but I'd be all for it. I think it'd be hilarious if the Warriors just made a huge move and if they made a huge move and just pissed off the rest of the league again. Mainly because my team ain't in a position to challenge them like they were years ago. So it'd be hilarious to me.
It definitely would. Like I said, I have faith in the Warriors despite their horrible road record. I like what the Nuggets have been doing. The Nuggets look like the top 3 teams in the entire league. I would still put if I'm doing like a power ranking, I would still put the Celtics at number 1, even though, they shouldn't have won against my Los Angeles Lakers. I'll stand by that. They should have one extra loss on their record. I'll put the Celtics number 1, Nuggets number 2, Bucks number 3, then Sixers, and then the Grizzlies.
Bucks, by the way, Giannis is a 50-point game in 30 minutes on like 75% shooting. That's outrageous.
It's my fantasy team, y'all. My fantasy team's on the up. We coming back, y'all. We had a setback, but we in the FMC league. But my team is on the up since Giannis is back. He had a couple of games he was out. I was really struggling that week. Took a couple of L's. I took a couple of L's, but now I bounced back because Giannis is back. 50 points in 30 minutes, man. That's Kobe numbers right there.
He's outrageous, and people I think are sleeping on the Bucks because there are a lot of injuries. Middleton hasn't been healthy pretty much the entire season. Joe Ingles is working himself into the lineup. Giannis has even been in and out a little bit, but that's a team that come playoff time, I'd be very worried about. If they had Jay Crowder, it's a scary team.
You froze for a second there for me.
Oh, I was saying people should be worried about the Bucks.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they're another team. They're kind of like the Warriors. Like I said, like I feel confident in those two teams that they will go. They're at a certain level right now in the regular season because it's kind of for a lot of these teams. It's like regular season. We've been there. We done that. We're not gonna go put our stuff up to 10 right now because we know we are going to be around in April and May, and then we could flip the switch and turn it on to another level. And we've seen it from the Bucks and the Warriors before, and that's why they're my pick for the finals. I'm going to stand by my pick for the finals until they completely let me down, and they haven't.
Send this link. Anything else from the world of the NBA? The trade deadline is a week from Thursday, so next week will be pretty much our sort of trade deadline preview show, and then we have the trade deadline a week from Thursday.
Yes, I'm ready for Lakers are gonna make some big moves.
No, they're not. They're not.
I thought you weren't gonna throw a cold bucket of water on my Laker enthusiasm. I'm trying to come back up after expressing my outrage to start this show. I'm just trying to come back up. I'm just trying to be optimistic.
Do you actually do you think they're gonna actually trade these picks?
No, not at all. Okay. Not at all. I'm trying to be optimistic on what we can do here. ladies and gentlemen, we are still 3.5 games out of 5th place in the West.
Yeah, the West is packed, which I mean is good and bad, but they're not trading. They're not trading this pick. They're not going to make this big move. I think they think Hachimura was their big move, and
Yes,
that's it. I don't think anybody's trading for Russell Westbrook. I don't think anybody is trading for Westbrook or anything.
Because it would not be wise for the Lakers. We established this, what was it, last week or the week before? It would be not wise for the Lakers because they're going to have so much cap flexibility at the end in the offseason if they hold on to Westbrook, because $47 million comes off the books. We have a bunch of 1-year contract, a bunch of team options that come off the books. Literally, I think it's just LeBron, Anthony Davis, and maybe Austin Reeves that are still on the books come this offseason. So they can reshape the team in a more conducive way to winning basketball by holding on to Russell Westbrook and just letting his contract fade off into the ether come the offseason.
Yeah, having Russell Westbrook on your team in the playoffs is going to go really well for the Lakers, assuming they
assuming we make the playoffs or a play-in, because it ain't looking good right now with how the NBA refs want to discriminate against us. And all you Laker, LeBron haters, y'all know who y'all are. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of all of y'all. Your negativity, Phil Lindsay's. Luis, I'm not going to even try to say your last name. All of y'all, all your negativity.
It's like running these comments back to back.
Just stop.
Cooked,
SV3. All your negativity. Cooked. No, it's not blaming the referees. Facts. It's being honest. It's being honest with what we see. It's what we see.
Don't get it to that point.
When you admit that it was a bad call, it was a bad call. There is no but afterwards. It's just a bad call, and we have repeatedly been screwed over. If we have those 3 wins, just the 3 wins that I just talked about during this show, Dallas, Sixers, Celtics, we would be a game away from the 8th seed? A game off? Come on.
Don't get it to that point. Why don't you win?
Luis, let me. I said that wrong. I don't care to say your last name, so I don't need you to pronunciate it. No, his negativity. I'm sorry. I'm just. I've always been taught. Whatever you get, you give back. So your negativity, I'm just giving it back. I don't care to say your last name, Luis. Thank you for watching.
I've sent this link.
No. Just Phil, just leave it at I've always admitted it was a bad call. No but afterwards. We don't need any buts here. I see enough butts. I got two 2-year-olds running around here trying to take off their diapers. I've seen enough butts today.
Hi, Cher.
Hi, Cher.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Do you want to talk about butts?
No.
Okay, fair enough. How was your Royal Rumble? We're not talking about wrestling, but how any fun stories to share outside of the actual Royal Rumble?
I got to see Kyler.
I saw some pictures. I saw the heart and soul of Fightful. Kyler, great man. I was very happy that he looked very happy in there. Sean keeps yelling at me that I need to go see Kyler. I'm like, I can't just up and leave and go visit, but I would like to go see Kyler and visit him. Another sad Lakers fan, and I would just go there, and I'd probably be very mean to him over his terrible Los Angeles Lakers.
Kyler, this hug is for you. We Lakers fans need hugs. See, I'm all about spreading positivity, Cher. Look at if you look at the comment section, there's a bunch of negativity, but you are a ray of positivity. I'm glad you're here, so you can bring me back into a positive mind state. Jeremy was okay today in not spreading the negativity on screen, but he just tries to feed into the negativity in the comment section. You're a ray of sunshine and positivity. Always, even when you read dating profiles. So I thank you for being here and bringing me back onto the positive end.
That's not true, but okay.
So even she admits it.
I'm quiet right now because my office is in between the bedrooms and we have a snow day today, so both my kids are still asleep.
Oh, you look like you're in like the thing above you looks like it's a airport, a plane thing. Now when you move,
You always say that.
what
You've literally said that before too.
have I?
Yes, like the eye of the plane with the yeah.
It does.
Have
It
I
does.
really?
Yes, you have.
Oh,
And awesome for the kids. They have a snow day. That's one of my favorite movies. It's all right. That's okay. I never blamed you anyway. I remember that theme song.
didn't they remake that? Isn't there like a new version on like
Did
Paramount?
they?
Yeah.
The
I
problem
don't know.
is days aren't snow days anymore. It's a remote learning day.
That's dumb.
So my oldest has like an 8-page packet to do. And my youngest has 4 tasks on a task card that we have to get done.
Wait, 8 pages?
That's
When is he
absurd.
going back to school?
Tomorrow.
In a year?
Yeah. And so their remote learning isn't even e-learning because their teacher doesn't even teach them. I get to teach them. While I'm working 11 hours today.
That sounds awful. Absolutely awful.
I'll be sending my invoice to their school on Friday.
As you should. Yeah. Just go in there and just cause a ruckus. Cher, Delaware.
Just be like, teacher, what do you make in a day? Okay, so I know what to invoice the school.
I don't want to ask that because they're
No,
a second-year teacher, so she probably makes like $22,000 a year. So
I was about to say it's probably not great. So
they make less than I do, I'm sure.
Yeah. You'll be paying them by the end of it. Cher.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know that I have any story. Like, I literally only left my room twice the whole time I was there. Oh, I can tell you about okay, do you guys know what ghost kitchens are on like Uber Eats and stuff?
No. Ghost kitchens?
So you can order food and you think that it's coming from like a restaurant, but then it's like a fucking Texas Roadhouse or something. So there was this restaurant and it was supposed to be like a specialty grilled cheese restaurant. Well, I hadn't eaten all day on Friday and I was like, I don't want to get anything that's like a lot of food because I know I won't eat it since I haven't eaten all day. So I'll just get this grilled cheese. It was supposed to be like 4 cheese, grilled cheese, whatever. I paid a lot for this fucking grilled cheese. I get it.
It was Panera, wasn't it?
Denny's.
Oh boy, Denny's. Oh. So Panera has a good grilled cheese. I don't know about Denny's.
Look at that. The cheese was not melted.
They gave you that Fire Festival grilled cheese? Is that what they gave you?
Yeah, I was not
Y'all
happy.
know what I'm talking about. The Fire Fest sandwiches, just sliced cheese, piece of lettuce on some bread. That's what they gave them at the Fire Fest.
Pretty much what it was. Yeah. So
okay, so how does that work? I thought with Uber Eats, like you're ordering from a certain restaurant. This ghost kitchen thing, this feels like it's like falsifying information.
So it was Grubhub that I ordered it through because I have Lyft Pink, so you get like free delivery with Grubhub because Lyft Pink gives you like priority when you book a car or whatever. So I ordered Grubhub and then the guy was like, we can give you a $5 coupon for your inconvenience over my cold ass food that was from fucking Denny's. And I was like, okay, I need y'all to understand that this is illegal. Like this bait and switch. You can't advertise that it's this or whatever and then it be Denny's. Like, that's not how this works.
Mike says Mr. Beast Burger is a ghost kitchen operation. How do you get away with this? It does feel very illegal. I
don't know. I mean, I don't know the laws in other states, but like we don't I live in a really small town, so we don't have like Uber Eats or anything like that here. But I know it's illegal in Illinois. Any sort of bait and switch, like, yeah, you can't do that. So
This sounds absurd. Well, I mean, the only time I order off of like a Grubhub or Uber Eats or anything, I typically order from like actual chain restaurants. I don't feel like ordering from hole in the wall diners because now I'm going to be even more skeptical because they're gonna send me chain restaurant food anyway. So I might as well just get it straight from them.
And I usually get chain restaurant food, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that this time when I travel. Like, that's ridiculous. So I'm gonna get something else, and then I get fucking. I don't eat Denny's when I know it's Denny's. So why would I want that? Like,
grilled cheese from Denny's doesn't sound good either.
Oh
yeah. I've never gotten a grilled cheese from Denny's. I never went to Denny's until I was like 25 years old.
I took a picture of it, so I'll send it to you guys in the group chat. Like rubber. So
send it now. I want to put this on screen.
Yes, we got to show the people.
Well, I don't know if I can. It might kick me out of the thing.
That's fine. We'll pop you back on. Yeah, you'll just get a black screen. That's okay.
Exactly, black screen.
All right, I'll be right back.
See, we didn't lie on her dating profile. She is half black. She has a black screen.
Let's quickly recap the challenge here. So the game was Frozen Senseless, and you had to go through a box with these cubes, and they had different shapes and stuff on there, and then you met in the middle, and you had to tell what the pattern was to your partner, and you had to assemble. It was basically a big puzzle. But while when you had to talk with your partner, you had to sit in the ice bath. And there was a great exchange between Bananas and TJ before the competition started, where Bananas like, you just sit there, and TJ's like, yeah, I don't care. Just sit there the entire time. Like, that's your own fault if that's what you want to end up doing. Like, if you just want to sit there and hang out, go for it. But you have to be submerged in this while you're communicating. And then the first team to correctly assemble the cubes was the victor. All right, Cher is back. And
I love this challenge. This was a good challenge. This was a good good daily challenge.
I thought anytime ice is involved, the only thing I ever think of is when they have to like use body heat to melt down the cubes. Yeah. And Ashley, they're like fucking the ice and shit.
All I think about is Ashley in those games.
They gotta like hump the ice, which is terrible thing to do, but that's what they. All right, I'm looking at this photo. That doesn't look. The bacon doesn't look terrible, but I like my bacon, like kind of not crispy.
You like soft bacon?
Yeah, I described it as rubbery, which I don't think is the best word in the world.
That's not the best word either.
But like that's how I like my bacon. I like my bacon rubbery.
I've started making bacon in the air fryer, and
it's so good.
Perfect how I like it.
Yeah, it's so good in the air fryer. That's basically how I make the bacon.
There's a funny thing I can tell you guys because it can't get me fired. So I have to change my password at work every 90 days. I work for the government. It can't be a password that you've ever used before. I've worked here for 4 years, so I ran out of passwords about 3 years ago. So yesterday, I'm trying to change it at 4:45 in the morning when I'm logging in, and I cannot think of anything. My brain is just mush. I don't know what to do. So the only thing I can think of is, can you dig it, sucka? So that is currently, I have, numbers and everything after that. It doesn't matter because no one can hack in anyway because you have to have my user ID and an RSA token, but...
I say people are now going to like try to log into your work computer.
Yeah, you got to...
Oh, we know her password.
We know her password.
To do that, so... And it changes every 60 seconds.
Here is Cher Delaware's Denny's food. There you go, everybody.
Yeah.
That looks disgusting.
$28.
What?
$28? For a grilled what?
It was supposed to have fries with it.
You didn't get fries?
The fries were cold as well.
Look at the $28.
Why do they hate you so much?
I still tipped my Grubhub driver because it wasn't her fault that it was bad. And then they were like, we can give you a $5 credit. And I was like, buddy, look at this fucking sandwich. What do you mean a $5 credit?
I would want a full refund.
Yeah.
$28 for that? I mean, I know, like, look, they upcharge the hell out of people with any type of delivery with Uber Eats and stuff, but jeez.
I got a Texas surcharge just because I was in Texas. If anything, Texas should be paying me to be in Texas.
So this doesn't sound like the best trip outside of seeing Kyler and seeing some friends.
It really wasn't, to be honest. Will kept texting me and he's like, are you sure you're okay? Because I was okay. So 10 o'clock Friday night, I was in my room playing Roller Coaster Tycoon on my iPad, watching The Office.
Sounds like a good night, honestly.
Leave my room Saturday until we went to eat with Kyler.
Okay.
I mean, that's typically how you should spend some of these trips. There ain't nothing in Texas you need to go to.
This is true.
As I was telling Will yesterday, I was FaceTiming Will yesterday, and we were talking about it, and I said, so to be fair, though, like, everybody goes out and just gets trashed.
Yeah.
And as a parent, I'm like a natural caretaker anyway, so I'm going to take care of everyone. If I wanted to take care of really obnoxious, annoying people, I would have stayed at home and took care of my kids. So I don't want to do that there. So I just kind of like, because everybody goes out and gets drunk, and that's just not, it's not enjoyable when you're the only sober person there.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. Yeah, I'll just stay in. But after the show, they had 2 doors open for people to go out of this fucking arena
Of a stadium. They only
With,
had
like,
2 doors open.
50,000 people trying to get out of them. So I had rode to the show with Sean and Denise and Kyler and Demon Diva. Also, Sean was trying to get us killed by the police in San Antonio as he kept yelling "cocksucker" at all of them because they wouldn't let us get to his hotel to park. So I spoke to them.
Did he just watch Deadwood or something?
Have you met Sean? This is just Sean.
Yeah.
I have.
He was actually incredibly angry because we would get to like right by his hotel and they had the streets blocked off, so we couldn't get to the hotel, and they would redirect us like 10 minutes out of our way. So I was like, roll down my damn window. And I spoke to them and they're like, oh yeah, sure. Go right through this barricade. I'm like, you gotta let me talk to him. Like, my God. So I got us there. His hotel was literally right next to, so we walk over there. Well, except for Caden, they all go to the, whatever that was afterwards, like the press conference thing. So I have to find my way back to my hotel, which is downtown. And there was no way I was getting an Uber. So my plan was to walk 1.5 miles to my hotel. And now I did not wear heels this time. I was in Jordans. So
Smart move.
I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. And I know we got wrestling fans that feel a certain type of way, but shout out to AJ Francis, Top Dollar, because he sent me a text and was like, do you need a ride to your hotel? And he gave me a ride back so I didn't have to walk in the rain.
Oh, very nice.
At like midnight, 1.5 miles to my hotel. So it was very nice of him because he did not have to do that. And he was just there, well, because Bree was in the Rumble and then BFAB. And then because Tahuti competed for the Up, Up, Down, Down title, or left, right title, one of those. Sunday, so he was in town. But yeah, shout out to him for not letting me get killed in San Antonio. I appreciated that.
We said it. I don't. Nick is talked about Top Dollar, and he again seems like the nicest guy, and it's very unfortunate that he can't jump over the top rope on national television.
Always nice. He's always nice as can be to me. He has given me 2 hats now from the group to give to my kids.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, don't give me any more because I only got 2 kids. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these hats. But yeah, he's always nice as can be to me. So
seems like the nicest dude. So
yes.
shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
All right, so, let's as we switch back to the challenge. Devin and Tori won Frozen Senseless. SV3, I feel like you have a lot to say about this challenge. You seem to really like it.
Yeah, I love the challenge, and I love the fact that my team won. It only took them all season. They got the big win, the final daily challenge, got the win, and then they had the choice. And I this was a very interesting kind of from the win to the elimination of who were they going to choose, with Devin really having his mindset like, we can't let the guy that's won 7 challenges make it to the finals without seeing at least one elimination. And I totally understand that. And I totally understood Tori's thinking of when we did the mini final, the team that kind of washed everybody was Mariah and Fessy. And I'm all for Fessy being eliminated just before the finals, because the only thing that hurts worse than getting eliminated first is getting eliminated last, as said by the one and only Bananas. It is very, very true. So either choice, I was very all right with. I understood either choice. I was on the thinking of Devin and Jordan and even Fessy, who was pushing for Bananas very, very hard. He's like, I'm not a threat. He was like the kid that only presses one button in a video game, because he literally just kept saying bananas, 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 bananas. He's won 7 times. Come on, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Like, it was ridiculous the amount of times they do it. At least every other team was kind of like trying to get to Tori and Devin's heart, because they were like, hey guys, like we'll pick Jordan and Anissa if we're in the draw. Just let us get to the draw. That was smart on Horacio and Olivia's part, because at the end of the day, you know, Fessy and Bananas were the 2 choices, but they could have got to the elimination and changed their mind and chose the rookie. So it was smart of them to go like, no guys, we're gonna pick Jordan and Anissa if we're in the draw. Don't worry. So you're gonna get the 2 teams that you're thinking of in the elimination regardless. So I was totally fine with them eventually gutting to the elimination and picking Fessy and Mariah, even though when Bananas and Nani were first up for the draw, I was like, don't tell me the producers done told them where the safe dagger is again. Because every time they are first, they know exactly what the dagger to go through to pick safe. So I know and we know Bananas from people we've interviewed is very good friends with those producers. So I was very worried when they were first up.
Christmas cards from him. Like, he's known them long from people he's related to at this point. Like,
I thought they were going to pick the safe dagger too, especially when they were going first. I was like, oh, good, my team's safe. I got this. They got this safe dagger. Good, cruising to the finals. And then when they didn't pick it, I was very stunned. I was like, oh, fuck, what are we doing here? And yeah, Horacio pulled it, and you know, they sent in Bananas and Nani, which I think was the correct choice. Put these 2 top teams against each other instead of Jordan and Anissa in there. You know, they had gone in. I mean, Horacio's team has gone in a million times this season already, and Jordan and Anissa have gone in a couple of times. So Bananas and Nani hadn't gone in yet. So I would have put them in too, and it was a good move by them. And then, yes, we got Team Fessy against Team Bananas, and they basically had to do a rope ladder of these giant towers, and then you grab one bar, you keep going, you build basically your own ladder on these ropes. It looked very tough. The most hilarious thing of this was, I don't think Fessy made it 2 feet on this thing.
Finally, we had an elimination that didn't favor him. This was great. This was great for all the Fessy haters, the people that are not fans of Fessy, to see him get really like he was not ready for this elimination at all. No. It came down to the girls, really.
Yeah, it came down to the girl, but I mean, it came down to them. But you had to get both people up there. So the fact that Fessy couldn't make it like 2 rungs up on this thing, they're always fun because Nani gets damn near to the top, and then one of her poles falls, and so she has to start over. So she has to start over on this thing, and of course, they're Bananas is already at the top at this point, and they're selling it like, oh, now Fessy Mariah have this shot and everything. Like, oh, can they do it? Can they pull it off? Fessy can't get 2 bars up, so it doesn't matter. Nani basically did this thing twice before Fessy got a quarter of the way up this thing once.
So now what that means is Nani is a better challenge competitor than Fessy.
I mean, that was true at the start, and I don't even think Nani is that good.
Exactly. Nani greater than Fessy.
I mean, honestly, like stuff like that one always frustrate me, because if I was in Nani's position and I got all the way up there and then had to start over, I have no fucking patience, and I would have been like, I'm done. Like, I would have been so pissed off. But good on her. Like, Fessy sucks. So.
And Nani had one of the greatest saves in elimination history when she got up to the top again and the bar goes down and she catches it with her feet. Oh my God. I was like, I didn't even see a better catch than that during the NFL playoffs. That was amazing. That's one of the greatest Nani highlights of all time. That's one of the greatest Nani highlights that had nothing to do with her making out with a guy. It was awesome. Girl, yeah.
So the chat has lost Fessy and Mariah. So we've each got one team left in the final. The chat has Team Irrelevant, Horacio and Olivia. SB3 has Devin and Tori. Cher has Anissa and Jordan. And I have Bananas and Nani. So we've each got...
If they don't bring back Horacio and Olivia after they got to the final on their first season and they have they've been killing it, I will be so pissed off.
They've been really good. Like, they've not only been good from a challenge standpoint, because they've had some good little quotables, and they've been active when it comes to that. They haven't been, as SB3 likes to call it, team furniture or anything like that. No. Like, they've been in the mix with a lot of stuff. And I guess it helps. It's going to be easier to be in the mix when you're down in elimination for half the season. But they've definitely stood out, and they should be brought back. And hopefully they are.
But even with stuff that has nothing to do with them, they go to a confessional with Olivia. Like, Olivia's become a little bit like a narrator, like the Jemmy role. Jemmy's always good for those, where it has nothing to do with Jemmy, but she does confessionals because she's kind of the narrator of everything. And Olivia, she just has everything to be like a female face of the challenge. Like, she's very likable. She's got a good personality. She speaks well. She gets into hookups with Nelson and stuff. Both of them. Horacio got to hook up with Laurel. Like, they got into the mix of everything. They are great, not just great challenge contestants. They're great characters for a reality show. Like, they are the polar opposite of KC. KC's a great challenge contestant. She's not a great personality for reality television, whereas Olivia and Horacio seem to check the boxes on both of those.
100%. We've got the final coming up now. I assume it's going to be 18 episodes like it typically is, but
3 episodes, 100-hour final. Oh my God.
Well, we've got the final. We will talk about the twists and turns that I'm sure they're going to throw at them in this damn thing. Real quickly, because we started a little bit late, but we're already an hour and 18 minutes. Apologize Finisher says, I tried to watch MILF Manor while flipping the channels in a few seconds, and a mom is trying to fuck. Thanks. I didn't need that. Everybody needs this show. Everybody needs to watch MILF Manor. I thought this episode this past Sunday a little bit down from the past two. It was a come down of those past two episodes. The first two, you can't start off any hotter than that. So a little bit of a, like a wrestling match. I don't know why we're talking about wrestling here, but peaks and valleys on this stuff. Bring them down a little bit. Next week looks like a big episode because it looks like they're going to eliminate a mother-son couple. All right, so let me tell you about this episode. All right, real quickly. The challenge this week was dancing. You had to create this dance, and if you win the challenge, how you win the challenge, no one knows. There's no rules to this dumb show. You had to dance. So typically, they're all trying to find love, right? They're trying to find love with whoever their partner is that is the son of another woman in the house. So you would think maybe, let me pick, who I'm trying to hook up with. Let me pick the son that I'm interested in to create this dance, right? One of these men is a male entertainer, by the way. So let me find the son that I'm interested in. Let me find the mom that I'm interested in to create this dance. Nah, that'd be too simple. All right. You got to dance. You have to dance with your son. These mothers and sons had to create a passionate dance with each other. That is what had to happen. You had to sit there and salsa and look into the eyes of your mother or your son to create this passionate dance to win this challenge. There was one, the couple, I'm going to call them couples, even though it's mother-son, because they act like they're damn couples. The duo last week that we found out the mother slept with the son's best friend, which was the thing that happened on last week's show. The duo last week that we found out of, they had to create this passionate dance. This son was about 2 inches away from ass eating his mom during this dance. All right? He was about 2 inches away from catching pink eye during this dance with his mom. 1 week after finding out his mom had slept with his best friend. That's what happens on this show, SP3. That's what happens.
The Learning Channel, ladies and gentlemen.
You learn how to eat ass.
Channel.
That's what you're learning on this show. That is what you were learning.
I literally got a Twitter warning because of Jeremy, because I put hashtag MILF Manor, and I got a Twitter warning that I was using language that wasn't appropriate when I was sharing the video for last week's episode.
I don't like this.
But you know what? While it might not sound great that this son was inches away from eating his mom's ass,
please stop saying that.
It's factual.
Yeah,
I'm just speaking facts on this show.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to recap it how it is done?
I guess.
The wife will text you. She will message both of you and let you know that I am just speaking facts on this.
Factual.
Okay?
Factual. Yes.
This was apparently a bonding moment between them because after their dance session, the son is like, "Oh, you slept with my best friend. It's okay. It's all right. We are now it's fine. Our relationship has been mended after we have done this dance." And I was this close to catching pink eye. It's all right. Come here. Bring it in for the real thing, Mom. So apparently, this is going to get me in a lot of trouble. If you have relationship issues, just eat ass.
Wait, if you have relationship issues with your child or just in general?
In general, Cher. In general.
What are we doing? What are we doing with this show, Cher? How do we allow him to say these things?
I don't know. I don't work here.
I don't work here either. I don't work here. Damn. What? They actually give us time to talk about this stuff. He puts it in the title of the freaking show.
I didn't put "eat ass" in the title of this episode. Maybe I will. But...
So I'm outside
we need
now.
to title these episodes.
I can't. That'll get us kicked off YouTube.
I'm taking my dog to the bathroom right now. My neighbor across the road is outside, and he definitely just heard You yell about eating ass.
Well, I'm letting him know if he's having relationship issues and
Oh,
wants
he's
to
like
fix them.
75.
So that doesn't mean anything. You're never too old to eat ass.
Come on. Or too young, apparently.
Never
Yeah.
too young. Never too
Exactly.
young to eat ass. Never too old to eat ass.
Ass eating has no limits, no restrictions,
Ass eating has no age.
dietary supplements.
It has no age, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing I've seen on the Learning Channel is 90 Day Fiance. I just finished 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. And I will just say it here. Take your Real Worlds, your The Challenge, any reality show. Maybe MILF Manor will be able to top it because it's also on the Learning Channel. But 90 Day Fiance has the best reunion shows ever. I am sorry, no one tops 90 Day Fiance. You get reveals. You get Big Ed telling his fiance that he treated like trash. He's like, give me back the engagement ring. Give me it back.
I like that he was wearing a necklace when he doesn't have a neck.
Yes, I love the older lady Jenny saying like, how is he Big Ed? He's so short. Like
Well, that's the joke.
It was legitimately he basically got caught because he again for like the 10th time broke up with his girlfriend before the tell-all, and then at the tell-all he gets found out that he's been contacting his ex, the original ex that he was on 98 Day Fiance with, Rose, and he's been contacting her even though like Sean the host asked him before they put her on the air because he didn't know. I guess he didn't know she was going to be on the show, so they asked her, have you been contacting your ex Rose? And he's like, I don't remember. they put on Rose on the screen and they asked her like, has Big Ed been contacting you? She's like, yes.
Like that's the best.
Then they're like she's like yeah, I even have the text. Do you want to see Liz talking to his ex that's sitting there with him, and sends him the whole conversation. He also been caught on a dating app as well. And he is so indignant. He just says to Liz, give me back my engagement ring. Give me it back. Everybody on stage is like, oh, what is wrong with you? You are the one that's wrong. But Big Ed is not even the best person on the tell-all. Angela is the GOAT, the queen of 90 Day Fiance.
Okay, real quickly. So the tell-all and stuff is on before MILF Manor. So we flip it over early, and then it runs like 5 minutes past. So I see Angela, and yeah, I've watched the show before. I was part of the 90 Day
She's been on. I think she's been on since like season 1 or something like that.
She's been there. She's been there for a while. But I see her. I assume she got some type of surgery done because she is a lot thinner than she was. And I was like, oh, she looks way weird. And the wife is like, oh, you know her, you've seen her before. It's like, yeah, she's been on the show forever. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, she had to have surgery because there ain't no way no offense to her, she ain't putting in that work to lose that weight.
No, she got liposuction, and she got a breast reduction, which her husband Michael was not pleased with. He was like, no, I don't like the man touching your boobies. No, and I like your boobies big. I like them big. So
Michael, the Nigerian MAGA prince, by the way.
Yes, MAGA prince, and he is a freaking child. Like the whole season was about Angela really pushing him to take off his Instagram page, and he makes himself seem like the victim, like, oh, I just use Instagram to make money because Angela doesn't want me to get the job because she doesn't trust me, so I just go on Instagram and I dance for money. And and Angela doesn't want him on there because she says, oh, he's going to be talking to females and stuff. So she goes all the way to Nigeria, catches him off guard, comes to his home, and he starts snapping on it. He's like, oh, you could come to my home without announcing. And everybody on the stage at the tell-all was like, she's your wife. why are you reacting like this? Yeah, I was like, I told my missus, I was like, if you popped up at my crib in the Bronx, you have every right. You're just my girl. I ain't even put a ring on it. They married. They've been married for years. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Why are you so upset? So then it's revealed that he did have an Instagram account again. And at the end of the season, before the tell-all, we find out that he's been talking to this other woman, and they have a voice note of him telling the other woman, like, he's like whispering while Angela is there in Nigeria, apparently talking to her. And he's like, oh, baby, I couldn't talk to you. I love you. Yes. Please send me some money. And like, it's basically revealed that everybody thinking that he's basically trying to get another American woman, because they find out the woman he's talking to is American, to basically have a fallback plan because things ain't working out with Angela. So Angela, when she comes to the tell-all, on the first part of the tell-all, everybody is against her, because the last tell-all, she came all late, everybody had to wait, she roasted everybody on the stage, was yelling at everybody. So as soon as she comes on the stage, she says what's up to Big Ed, fist bumps Big Ed. She's like, hey, Big Ed, nice to see you and stuff. She starts getting it at Usman, because Usman's on the screen with his ex-girlfriend there, and she's like, F you. She was like, I'm done with you. You the one that be influencing my husband and stuff. She's like, F you, I don't care about you. And then Jovi's wife, Yara, is like, sit down, Angela, have some respect for us. She gets up in her face like, you ain't gonna tell me what to do. And then, but when they finally tell the story and they reveal everything that Michael was doing, everybody was mad sympathetic for her. They was like, now we understand why you reacted like that. They was like, she became a baby face. It was like a baby face turn on this tell-all. It was one of the best reality reunion shows I have ever seen. It's excellent.
Okay, so I need to state how depressing it is that I've been single for 5 years and Big Ed has like 15 women.
All right, well, fair, but also if you just went on, I mean, you are on dating apps. Like, if you just kind of took anybody,
I am not on dating apps.
Yes. Not you as in your actual person.
We are on dating.
Yeah, like, if you just decided like, I'll date this person, like, you could have plenty of men to break up with on Arbor Day, Cher, but you are more, you're not looking in that manner. Big Ed is actually seeking in this manner. So I don't think
that I was going to break up with all of them on Arbor Day.
I don't think this is
person pictured there that is not married. So
I don't think this is an actual indictment on your dating ability and status that Big Ed is able to do this, especially now that he is a television star and these women are naive and don't understand what this actually means. And it's just like, wait, you're on TV? Oh, you must have this money. You must be great. Phil is asking, are you single because you broke up with so many guys for Homeboy on Twitter?
Philip Lindsay, listen, yesterday I had our dear friend William Washington ask if we had extra room in the Airbnb for Revolution so that Philip Lindsay could stay with us. So watch what you say.
You threatening to murder Phil on this show?
Threatening him with not a place to stay.
It's in my name. I booked it. So watch yourself. No. Homeboy on Twitter is probably watching this because he gets on every show, but especially the ones Will is on, and his name on Twitter, or his name on YouTube is Will is cheating on his wife with Cher.
Oh my God.
Wait, no. Are you serious?
Yeah,
that
Will has to block. He makes just more and more Google accounts, and Will has to block him every time they have like a Grapsody stream or a Day After Dynamite or anything, because he just continues. Yeah. So
that man needs a life.
Yeah, that doesn't involve me.
Yikes. Yeah. Wow.
Well, hopefully he hasn't found this string because God knows what would happen.
He's writing down notes. He's like, if I eat ass, maybe I'll get a girlfriend. He's like, okay.
Ass eating solves the problem.
He's like ass eating. That's what I've been missing from the
I'm
formula.
trying to tell y'all.
He's probably like the kids from Weird Science, and he's trying to make his own Cher. And he's like, maybe if I eat her ass, they'll come to life.
Oh my god, I
just
hate you.
needs the strand of hair like Lisa.
I'll give him a strand of hair if it'll
Grow
make him
your
leave me alone.
Grow your own Cher in a jar.
He's like dance with my
Like a chia
mom.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what color the hair is gonna come out when it starts growing the hair and everything. Yeah. No, I can't even think of what his name is. That's how unimportant he is to me. Don't remember. Yeah, leave me the fuck alone, bro.
Please.
That's the clip. That's the clip for the show.
Yeah. Just
Like at first it was kind of like, oh, ha ha ha, and now it's like, okay, go away.
All right. Let's wrap things up. I've gotten in trouble today with some of my comments. I'm gonna get us kicked off the air. Cher, do you have anything to plug?
Well, I was gonna make a comment, but that might get us kicked off the air.
Fuck it, just go for it.
No, I don't have anything to plug. Check out Tag Talk.
Yes, everybody watch Tag Talk.
A strong style this week for Rumble.
Nice. Yes, people were asking if you were going to do strong style for Rumble, so glad to hear that.
I have to rewatch the entire show because I don't remember a lot of what people were wearing. So
you're not in the audience like taking notes and stuff.
Well, so I was up in the hundreds because I was in comp seats. So like you can't see super great up there, but I was also sitting with my friend Frankie who works for WWE, so we kind of like weren't like paying attention to gear or anything like that. And he was explaining to me who Zelina's gear was about because I don't fucking know. So yeah,
Street Fighter.
Yeah, I don't know what that meant.
Okay,
I played with Polly Pocket.
SV3, you got anything to plug?
I got an interview coming out 12 noon with Tom Hannafin of Impact Wrestling, formerly
Nice.
Tom Phillips of WWE. We talk about his first year with Impact. We talk about him learning from Michael Cole. We talk about all the jobs he had during the pandemic when this guy was on 5 out of 6 shows. Oh man, it's great conversation. So
Tom's
check it
great.
out. He is.
One of my kids just woke up.
I'll send them outside to play in the snow.
Yeah, right.
Phil, Twitter is a cesspool. Have you been off Twitter a little bit more than usual, Phil? Which I don't blame you at all. Or is just the Elon's Twitter just fucking up my algorithm because I don't
anybody's stuff. I see stuff
Yeah.
from people I don't follow.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have are tweeting less or I'm just seeing it less. Either way, it's very upsetting.
I have to go on the True Hill Heat Twitter page to see any of Jeremy's tweets.
I'm gonna have to make a list of. I'm gonna have to make a list of people I like, and then I'll have.
I think I'm gonna have to just mute everybody, except for the people I actually want to see stuff for. Just every time someone comes across my thing, mute them because I am literally not seeing anything. Drives me insane. I've just been tweeting about Cody, my favorite wrestler, Cody Rhodes.
The best. We don't talk about wrestling here, but he rules.
I'm just saying.
Hate that guy. He flipped me off in 2017. I still hold a grudge.
Listen,
No, he shouldn't. He too sweeted all the people that weren't as tan as me. Civil rights leader, my ass.
Oh, don't you even start with me. Don't you even start with me. I squeezed myself into those Stardust pants. I sweated. I had on a turtleneck and leather pants Saturday night. I sweated, and if that man did not win, I was rioting. That was it.
I don't want to hear anybody that went through pain on Saturday. I chugged an entire Mountain Dew pitch black during that match. and that was the most painful experience.
That was
of my
like a
life.
20-second match. You must have chugged that quickly.
I chugged it during the entrance. I did it in a minute. There's a clip. There's a clip on our shorts. Everyone on Fightful Overbook, go to our shorts page. There's a clip on there of me downing the Mountain Dew pitch black. I still have some left over. I literally have one sitting. There we go.
Okay,
There's a
so
free ad.
I watched LA Knight's entrance, and then I was like, Bray's entrance is going to take like 35 minutes, so I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I go out. There's no line. There's a line in the men's bathroom, but not the women's. It was very confusing.
Everybody was ready for this match.
So I go to the bathroom, come back, match is over.
I cannot wait.
And then Uncle Howdy missed.
The show was probably great for you then.
Uncle Howdy missed LA Knight by 15 feet when he jumped. Like, wasn't even close to him. Yeah, I also went out in the lobby during the Hardy performance, so it was great.
See, you saved yourself so much time. Check out our review on True Hill Heat, where I totally ripped apart the pitch crap match, and I raved about the bloodline segment. All I will say is that Cody Finn should be happy and stop being mad that The Rock told Triple H, "You don't have to call me. It's okay, girl, because I'm gonna be the one tonight."
Oh, I did run into Lana in the hallway, just hanging out at the show. She was also sitting in the comp seats with me. She was wearing super cute leather pants, and so we told each other we liked each other's pants. And the Disney Channel girl and her brother that's on Modern Family. I don't know what their names are.
I will say, though, Cher, I think we really missed out on our opportunity not getting you on Love Island UK, because Will the Farmer, I think you and Will the Farmer would have been match made in heaven. Will the Farmer, one of the greatest reality television stars of all time. I think he is the long lost love of Cher.
Next week, we're doing Farmers Only.
Oh, all right. Well, there's the tease for everybody. We're going to do Farmers Only next week.
To be lonely with farmersonly.com. I guarantee you, I also have more acreage in my family than all these farmers do. So I'm going to be like, I'm the farmer.
I cannot wait for your strong style review of Bray Wyatt's gear from Royal Rumble. The glow in the dark gear
was sick.
Yeah, it was. Look at SP3. Look at this hater. SP3, do you have anything else to plug? I feel like we got sidetracked there. And I don't
check out this Friday, the True Hill Heat Sports Channel got a new basketball podcast where I'm just going to talk about basketball and not my love of reality television. Like I mix it up on this show, strictly about basketball. Me and Chris G. It's called Air Mamba. There's two best players coming together for a podcast name, because all the other podcast names referring to basketball have already been taken. So we had to be creative.
It's a good name for it.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, I like it. Check that out. Support everything SP3 does with his 8 million shows over on the True Hill Heat channel, True Hill Sports, or wherever else you can find SP3 on the interwebs. All right. Do a This Is Us show like you did with Degrassi, Pile Driver says.
Well, I want to do an episode on teen dramas. Yes, Maggie, shout out to Maggie. I'm going to do, this year is the year, finally going to do a podcast about the OC. I'm going to do it. I did my rewatch last year before the year ended. And yes, I want to talk all about the OC. So Maggie, hit me up. Let's make it happen.
Well, we got to figure something out with that. The time difference throws me off with Maggie, but I feel like we can find a time to just record. It doesn't have to be live. We can just record it and post it. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be on Maggie's show, and we just record it, and then they're going to post it.
Yeah, we might have to do that instead of trying to figure out like, what time works for you live. All right, let me try to plug some stuff here. Everybody watch Tag Talk. I got to kick Cher off the screen so everybody can see the Tag Talk gimmicks there with Haley and Kylie right here on Overbook. They had a live episode yesterday, Monday. Go watch that. Go support what they are doing. What else we have on this friggin' channel? This show on Tuesdays Wednesday, tomorrow, is a new episode of New Japan Bread Club with Matt and Kieran, talking about Wrestle Kingdom 17 Part 2, looking at the new beginning shows that are coming up over the next week. So that'll be up tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thursday is the debut of Indeed with Mike and Reg, talking about the world of independent professional wrestling. Mike put it in the chat. If you guys haven't seen it, Kota Ibushi is coming to GCW, the Collective. So Kota Ibushi will be wrestling at the Collective. I'm sure Mike and Reg will be talking about that. All the other stuff from the world of independent wrestling. That is a new show. People have seen it on Body Slam. It is now on Overbooked because I steal everything from Cass, apparently. Friday, coexisting every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern with Rob and Maggie. Saturday is Newsworthy with myself and Joel. And then Saturday night, we do have our NXT watch along here on the channel. And then Sunday is Tim and Joel Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then the cycle starts all over again on Monday. So we have content every single day here on the channel.
True Rewind's coming back too.
Oh God, why don't I know about these things? I mean, this is fine. I got to figure out when the hell it's going to fit in the schedule at this point. We have gaming streams. If you are watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. I'm going to try to be on there probably Friday this week. I have a semi-busy week, but I'm trying to get on the Friday to play some games. Maybe in like 2 hours I'll get on and play some games. Regardless, Twitch, I'm streaming, I'm gaming on the Twitch again. So subscribe to our Twitch channel, follow the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Subscribe to this channel, FightfulOverbook.com. Go to Fightful.com, sign up to Fightful Select, all that fun stuff. Spotlight, 8:30 a.m. Eastern this week on youtube.com/Fightful. I will say this because I know this show is our very like non-wrestling hardcore supporters, but they also like wrestling. And I'm probably going to jinx it. We have 2.
Did he freeze?
He froze. Do what?
I did. I know. Right when I was trying, I saw it cut. I was like, oh, I don't even know. I'm going to tease it now. Because I'm afraid. Two content creators who are going to be involved in Creator Clash 2, which is the content creator boxing event. One has been on the show before. The other, we might have to dub Johnny Spotlight for this interview. That is the tease for this week. Hopefully that is going to be recorded, and then if it is, I will actually be more proud to put that out there, but I don't want to jinx anything. All right, everybody. Thank you. Bye, everyone.